Now, in this video, we're going to look at multiplying a fraction by an integer. That is, a fraction by a whole number. So, to start off with, let's take a look at 2/3 of 18. Now, this question may be worded like this. It is in fact exactly the same as saying 2/3 times 18. Of simply means times. Now, in this case, the key thing to notice is that 18 can be divided by 3. We can check that if we just do 3's into 18. 3's into 18 goes 6 times. Now, this sum then we solve by taking the quantity, the integer, and dividing it by the denominator. So we do 18 divided by 3, which is 6. We found that out up there. Okay, then we multiply this number by the numerator. So we do 6 times 2 is 12, which is the answer to this question. 2/3 of 18, or 2/3 times 18 is 12. Now, let's take a look at a different type of question. Let's do 3/7 of 12. Now, in this case, if we do 12 divided by 7, we get 1 remainder 5. So we can't use this method we did here by dividing by the bottom and multiplying by the top. Instead, we're going to write it as a multiplication sum, but we're going to write 12 as 12 over 1. And we're going to do it just like we did when we were multiplying fractions together. So 3 times 12 is 36. 7 times 1 is 7. So that is the answer we would get, 36 over 7. Now, some of you may like to write that as a mixed number. And when you do Key Stage 3, you'll be expected to write this answer as a mixed number. In order to do this, we're going to do how many 7's go into 36. Now, 7's into 35 goes 5 times, so to 36 we'll have 1 left over. Now that means we have 5 whole ones and 1 left over, which is 1/7. Okay, now the final type of question you can get asked is where you are asked to find a mixed number of something. Now, just like we did when we were multiplying fractions together, we need to change this mixed number into a improper fraction, a top-heavy fraction. So in order to do that, we work out how many thirds in one whole one. That's 3. Now notice it's always the same as that times that, the whole number times the denominator. So we've got 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So this becomes 4/3 multiplied by 14. And just like we did before, we write this 14 as a fraction, 14 over 1. So we need to know what 4 times 14 is. Well, 4 times 13, I can't do that one in my head, so I'm quickly going to write it here. 4 times 4 is 16, 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5, so we get 56. So we get 56 on the top, and 3 times 1 is 3 on the bottom. Now, this fraction, we need to check that that doesn't just become a whole number. So I'm going to do 3's into 56. 3's into 5 goes 1 with 2 left over, and 3's into 26, well, 24 would be 8 of them, and so we'd have 2 left over. So our answer becomes 18 and 2/3. Okay, now we could leave our answer like that because it couldn't simplify. Okay, it couldn't just be changed to a whole number, but do be careful. If this number can be cancelled down just to a whole number, at Key Stage 2, they will expect you to do that. Now, hopefully that's showed you how to multiply a fraction by an integer. So when the integer can be divided by the denominator, just divide by the denominator, then multiply the answer by the numerator. But if the whole number cannot be divided by the denominator, then you must change the whole number into a fraction and then multiply them together as we have done before. Thank you.